Hello, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Got a bit of a Disney day for you today. Although, side note, later on, I will be live streaming, like I do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about Mortal Kombat. I'm going to be looking at all of the set visit reveals, breaking it down, discussing it, and also, obviously, streaming with you guys. So please do find it. It's on my Twitter at Mistakes Reviews, and I stream on YouTube, so check it out. But this is interesting. Look, so 2 days after Bob Chapek touted his optimism about Disney, they have then announced that they have to close a bunch of stores. This is not a huge surprise. Not a huge surprise. It's like I said it in the video anyway. I did the video yesterday and was discussing Bob Chapek just praising Kathleen Kennedy massively. And I was like, this is obviously it's all for PR. It's all for the stocks and shares. It's all what it's about. It's for the shareholders. But inevitably, there's only so much you can hype them up when a few days later you then close 60 stores. Now we know that Disney's in huge, massive trouble, huge trouble. They lose thousands, millions per day. They're 4 billion down, I think, something like that, if I remember rightly. I can't remember the exact numbers, but good God, like it's just astronomical numbers. And they're not anywhere up to capacity again. The main bleed on Disney isn't their movies. It isn't even their TV shows. It's their parks. Their parks bleed them dry. Daily. Any time that they're just closed, it bleeds them. And I get it. Like it's an integral part of their business. They want it to succeed through the pandemic. But yeah, it's killing them. And now, obviously, they've announced 60 store closures as well. So let's dive into it, right? So 2 days after Disney CEO Bob Chapek touted his optimism about the company's future, the Walt Disney Company announced that they're shutting down at least 60 Disney stores throughout North America. I wonder if they're going to be shutting any down here, because we've had actually one of the worst lockdowns in the world, believe it or not, in the UK. One of the worst lockdowns in the world. You wonder why my hair's looking like dog shit. We've been on lockdown nearly a year, with only very periodic blips of things opening up. It's horrendous. It's awful. So I do wonder if they're going to then shut down stuff in the UK as well. I can believe it. Now, Disney CEO Bob Chapek appeared at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media and Telecommunications Conference, where he participated in a question and answer session. In that session, Chapek was asked, when you step back and sort of think where the company is today compared to when you took the job a year ago, how would you size it up for us when you look from here? Well, overall, I think I'd say despite the significant challenges that have been laid in our path over the last year, we feel as optimistic now as ever about the future course of the company. We had 3 priorities when it was apparent what was COVID and what it was going to do, our company and our outlook. The first one was to stabilise the company, and our CFO, Christine McCarthy, did a tremendous job of ensuring that we had the liquidity necessary for the long haul, if it ended up being the long haul. Certainly, she had the foresight to recognise that, yes, it was going to be a long haul. They've also laid a lot of people off, but again, it's not a surprise that massive companies are obviously going to be in trouble. I'm not saying it's good that people lose their jobs and things like that. I'm just saying it's an inevitability in this situation. And make no mistake, I have to repeat this again. I'm well aware that he was just talking it up for shareholders. That's the point. But then they also made this, the Disney Plus thing a really important venture for them, the world of streaming. And I think that has hindered them as well. They haven't earned that back yet. They are still paying a lot of money for that, and they're not making profit from it yet. I say yet because they probably will eventually. But then it's just basically the perfect storm of things that could destroy Disney. Everything all happened at once. They buy Fox, 20th Century Fox. They set up Disney Plus. They look to move major things into production, and then boom, we get COVID. It's mental. And I'm sure there's other things, and if there are that you are aware of, let me know. Now, Chapek would then state, but the other 2 things are important from the business standpoint. And the first one is obviously the already established pivot to direct-to-consumer. So we had to essentially make a decision. Are we going to stay the course or are we going to slow down? Because obviously an investment would be sort of an important thing when you are trying to reserve cash and be careful. But as you know, we stepped on the throttle pretty heavily and accelerated, figuring this was the time to make a giant leap forward, if you will. And we did that in two ways. Number one, we increased our investment dramatically in content, and you saw the fruits of that labour at the Investor Conference a few months ago. And then we also reorganised the company to facilitate really a complete alignment of all of our interests towards our strategic imperative to direct to consumer. That's what they want to do. Now, it is interesting. They say, well, we saw the fruits of the labour at the Investor Day. It's like, what? Well, you didn't. We just saw that you were making loads of crap. We haven't actually seen any fruits of that labour yet, just that you're making lots of stuff. How's that a fruit of labour? I think that phrase is lost on you somehow. Or maybe it's lost on me, I don't know. I wouldn't say that's a fruit of labour. Anyway, a day after Chapek's statements, the Walt Disney Company announced that they would be closing 20% of its brick and mortar Disney store locations by the end of the year. So CNBC's Sarah Whitten reports at least 60 of its North American locations will close. That's a lot. That's a heavy presence gone. Again, not a surprise, but a heavy presence gone. And I do wonder, when all is said and done, when everything's closed off, the world's opening back up again, what will the state of affairs be for some of these companies? What will Disney's state of affairs be? Because they've had to open up debt to, they've had to create debt to stay afloat, and they've lost so much money. Disney's president of consumer products, games and publishing, Stephanie Young, attempted to explain the shuttering of the stores. While consumer behaviour has shifted towards online shopping, the global pandemic has changed what consumers expect from a retailer. Okay. So Disney said over the next few years it would aim to improve its e-commerce platform and more fully integrate its online shopping experience with its Disney parks, mobile apps and social media. You gonna buy stuff on social media? No thanks. The company has said it plans to broaden its merchandise line with more emphasis on products that might appeal to adults, including apparel, streetwear, home products and collectibles. Oh god, that's not going to be good, is it? In Disney's latest earnings report, they revealed that the company's revenues shrank over 22% from the previous quarter a year ago. That's a big loss, actually. Revenue at the quarter ending January 2nd, 2021 came in at $16.2 billion. In contrast, revenue for the quarter ending December 28, 2019 was $20.8 billion. Now, most of the decline came from the Disney parks, like I said. They lose so much money. Now, even still, the Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution also saw a 5% decline in revenue. Understandable. But 60 stores, that's a lot. At least 60. So there might be more. And like I said, I like doing these reports every now and then just because I find this stuff interesting. And I sit there and I think to myself, well, what's the state of affairs going to be when all is said and done? What's going to happen? And where does this stand for future investment in Disney Plus? That's where they're putting all their eggs. All their eggs are in that basket at the moment. Disney Plus, Disney Plus, Disney Plus. Do you think it would be successful for them or not? Let me know. Genuinely, I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts. So let me know down below in the comment section if you're new here. Please do hit subscribe. Remember, I'm streaming tonight at 4 PM Eastern Standard Time. Mortal Kombat. Check it out. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care.